been a crazy day, had to get a whole bunch of things done, but there's a few things I forgot to tell you about the pozole before I went to take my shower. One of the things that you need to know is that it's going to take probably 2 to 3 hours on medium to high heat, and you're going to have to add water periodically as the water evaporates. As long as you keep it at that about 2/3 of the pot, 2/3 of the way full, that'll be perfect. And the next thing that I need to tell you is that while I was gone, another thing that I did was I got my chilies ready. Now these chilies are California chilies, and I have 3 of them. Depending upon how hot you like your pozole, I would start off with 1 chili. I soaked them in hot water the whole time that meat was cooking. So you'll just get a couple, and you could get maybe 3 and soak them in the water. Now what I'm doing is I'm cutting them open, and I'm just getting out all of the seeds that are inside. And that'll just take a minute. There's a lot of water in there too I gotta get out. The seeds are what make, as you can see, Farron's home from school now. He had a good day at school. He actually rode his bike. He was very excited about that. Okay, so we're gonna take that, and then we're gonna put it in our blender, and we're gonna blend it up. Oh, he's gotta plug his ears for just a minute. Okay, the next step that you'll do is you'll take that puree, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to pour it in to our meat. Oh, and I'm just going to use this little handheld strainer. That's just going to catch any of the pieces that didn't puree. So I'm just going to pour that right in. Try not to make too big of a mess. This is kind of my quick add so that I don't have to spend the time boiling the hominy. I use hominy that's already in the can, and I use about 5 cans, and they are the 15.5-ounce cans. You can buy these actually in the vegetable, canned vegetable section of the grocery store, or they also sell it in the specialty food aisle where they have the Mexican food. All right, so we're gonna, okay, so what we're gonna do is quickly drain that hominy into a strainer. I'm going to dump that right in to my stew. And I'm going to let that cook for about, oh, I'm going to slip on the floor here. I'm going to let that cook for about another half an hour. That's just going to soften out the hominy. And while that's cooking, I have my condiments that I'm going to put on the pozole. I've got some limes, and I'm just going to do some sliced limes, some sliced cabbage. Ooh, cool. The cabbage is we prefer the cabbage over the lettuce. It's a little crunchier, it folds up a little bit better in the soup. So we'll do some cabbage. Scoot that over on my board. Can't find my big board, I think it's in the dishwasher.
I'll find it.
Well, that's okay, Farron. So we're just going to chop up some onion. That's also going to go as a garnish on the top of the pozole. And then I'll do a few more of those in just a minute. I have some tortillas. And, oh, sounds like somebody's at the door. Looks like everyone's going to run and get the door. Now with the tortillas, I take the tortillas and I slice them up into some strips. Now this is a must. You've got to have this with your pozole. It just adds so much to your pozole. After I go through, it looks like Farron has a friend over. After I go through and slice that up, I take it over to my fryer. If you don't have a fryer, you could fry these within some oil just on your stovetop. So I'm just going to take that big bunch of strips that I just did, and I'm going to drop them down into my fryer, and we will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and what I've done while I was gone is I went over, I removed all of the pork from the stew, and now I'm just going to break it apart with my fork. See how nicely that just comes right apart? It's very tender, which means it is ready, and it looks great. So I'm just going to and then put it back into my soup, and I need to salt it to taste. And so just, start out with a teaspoonful of salt, and then taste it and see how it is. And if that tastes good enough to you, then that's great. If not, add a little more. And we will come back with the final presentation. Thanks. The pozole is ready, so I'm going to do a bowl full for Cecily because she is doing the videotaping. Come on back this way, Cecily. All right. Now, what we like to put on it, we like to put a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of cabbage. Sorry about that. And we have our tortilla strips here. Now, let me tell you, I tasted it, and it really didn't need very much salt. Maybe only just like a half a teaspoon. There was already a lot of flavor. And we'll do now we've got the 5-year-old on the camera. We'll see how that goes. A lemon wedge. Farron, be careful.
Make sure it's pointing at us.
A lemon wedge. And then we're going to go ahead and let her try it. And let us know how it is, Cecily.
Oh, hot.
Well, you do have to blow on it. It just came off of the stove. Looks like Farron's dying to have some too.
Well, I don't really want some.
You don't really want some right now? Okay.
I'm going to see. That is good.
It's good? All right, there you have it. It's really delicious. And it does take a little bit of prep time to get that meat boiled, but it is well worth it. If you are married to a Mexican and you make this for your Mexican in your life, oh my gosh, they are going to fall in love with you all over again. Okay, we'll see ya. Bye-bye.
What?
Computer, and I'm getting ready to put this pozole video on, and there was one important thing that I wanted to share that I didn't share when I made the recipe, and that is when I finished making that pot of pozole that night, my husband likes it kind of spicy, and if you're married to someone that likes to eat spicy food, then let me give you a quick suggestion. I have in my refrigerator almost all the time jalapenos that are from the can. And I took a couple of those jalapenos that were from the can, and I added a little water and put them in the blender just to make it a little bit spicier, and then I poured that into my pozole. And I just felt like I should add that quick tip just in case it wasn't spicy enough for you and you really wanted it to have some kick. It turned out delicious. My husband loved it. Don't you love my pimple? I just realized I have a huge pimple. Isn't that cute? Anyways, see ya. Hope it works for you. I think you'll love it. We'll see you for now.